My name is Dennis. I come from Portorož, which is a town off the Mediterranean coast on the northern border of Italy. I started doing this when I was pretty much in 7th, 8th grade. I met Eric here that plays guitar with me on stage 2 years ago in New York, and we started hanging and kicking it at the first, and he said he plays guitar. I was like, dude, let's try to record something, and he turned out to be like one of the sickest guitarists I've ever worked with. So he's been just playing live with me on like every show, and it's pretty much like a continuous process, like our everyday life. Like, oh shit, that's a sick lick, we should do something with that, and then we start working around that. And we also have this project together called Extraordinary Magnitude, which is like me, him, and 3 other guys, and we all live in the same house in our own rooms, and like we just wake up, we come in the living room where all the gear is, and just like everybody sits down and starts making beats. We've been on a buying spree lately, just trying to get all sorts of like weird instruments and like effect pedals and shit like that, just to make like things more interesting.
We're kind of nerdy guys.
Yeah,
we sit around all day.
It's hard to explain, but it's
music and talk about like science and shit.
Thank God we have agents and managers, you know, to handle our careers, because it's like we just get lost in that. And being in an environment like that for each and every one of us, it's just very inspiring. And like I was just talking to Sonny about some stuff, we were texting, and he was like, dude, you want to do this remix for Kill Paris? He's about to drop his new EP right now. And I heard the name before and haven't checked out his stuff. And he's like, he's real funky, you should check him out. And I check out his shit, and they send me the 3-track EP, and I'm like, wow, this dude is fucking sick. And I had like 4 days to do the remix, and before it was like deadline, and I just stayed up like for 2 days and worked on it, and it worked out. And I can't imagine living a different life once, you know, I've experienced like this. In the past 2 months, we recorded like 2 albums worth of material, which are going to be dropping on my new label, like Low Temp. We're working on new Gramatik shit. We want to get him actually on a couple of tracks too, with sax, so you know he's eventually going to be featured on something. I've actually haven't been touring with the Coil yet, because it's just we did one show with the Coil, which was the premiere of it in Denver at the Fillmore, and that was like a beta version of it. The Coil is really going to be like finalized by fall time this year, like in the way we want it to be. You know, we're still like figuring some things out and everything. So the whole idea behind this is because of my obsession with Nikola Tesla. I've been like a huge fan since I was a kid. He was born and raised in Croatia, and I was always a huge fan of his work because he literally like jump-started the second industrial revolution single-handedly with modern-day technology. If you would take him out today, we would basically be catapulted back to the 18th century, you know, in terms of like technology. And he was like super shut out of the scientific community, financiers and bankers at the time. Didn't see any profit in enabling free energy for the entire planet. Like the age of reason is pretty much what would be that they would actually see the benefit of it and be like, dude, Tesla, let's fucking do it. Free energy for the planet, you know? So in terms of like digital freedom, it's the same thing. Like I think that internet shouldn't be regulated, and everybody's trying to so hard to pass all these bills that would make some sort of like Nazi Germany on the web, where we have no rights, no freedom, completely destroys the internet as we know it, which is totally unacceptable. It's the last free thing we have, you know. At the Wardenclyffe Tower in Long Island in 1917, that was the tower that Tesla wanted to use to electrify the ionosphere so we can all like draw free energy out of that, and it got, you know, demolished, destroyed. And that's also the album cover of like The Age of Reason, my next album. Hey, what's up? This is Gramatik, and when in doubt, rate.